Yo, shalom, shalom. You are listening to the voice of Brother Judah, and this video will be called W.A.P. And the acronym stands for We Are Prostitutes. But no, seriously, the acronym stands for We Are Prostitutes because this video by Cardi B and Megan the Male Horse has resonated in the mind of so many so-called black women to the point where they were willing to argue and belittle and call so-called black men insecure for telling them that this video destroys their minds. The song is well, but to brothers in the know, we understand that songs and videos have two totally different stories they are telling. But to a brother with some common sense, with some knowledge and understanding and wisdom, we understand that this music destroys the minds of our sisters and our daughters. And our sisters would justify the fact that the music is okay to listen to because of previous generations, previous artists like Uncle Luke, Trick Daddy, and Trina. They all had music like this that promoted sex. And sex is great, don't get it twisted, but sex has to be done in order, period. So when I looked at the cover art for this song, immediately two things stood out to me. The fact that their heads were turned in opposite directions. It is very similar to the god of doorways and gateways by the name of Janus. And Janus is also known as the doorkeeper of heaven. And with their tongues stuck out, that is the Hindu goddess, the destroyer goddess, the goddess of death by the name of Kali. So what we have here is two architects in one image. And when I put it on a three-dimensional level, this music destroys and kills the minds of our sisters and our daughters. So brothers, it is on us to wake up and teach our women. So here is the image of Janus and Kali next to each other. Of course, Janus has two heads looking in opposite directions, and Kali is always depicted with her tongue out. So here's another image. Same thing. Kali is always depicted with her tongue out. Janus is always depicted in looking in opposite directions. And here's our third witness, because us brothers who are into the scriptures, we have the understanding that we need 2 or 3 witnesses to prove our point. So here we are. So as I was stating that Janus is the god of doorways and gateways, as this video begins, immediately they show a doorway/gateway. In order for you to get to where you want to go, you have to go through this doorway. And as we go through the doorway, we see that we are walking under some flowers for the mother goddess Flora. And as we continue to make our way, we come upon this statue with 2 women and their head turned in opposite directions, with their tongue out and their breasts pouring out water for the god Janus and for the mother goddess Kali. And what do we have to do to get into the house? Go through another doorway. As soon as we come in the house, there are more doors. And this part of the video is the main part of the video, in my humble opinion, the beta sex kitten programming. Why would they have a tiger hitting another tiger from the back on this video? What's the point? Why are they so obsessed with sex? And here it goes again. A tiger hitting another tiger from the back. And we just have tigers and leopards and cats all over this video. It should beg the question of why? What is the point? What is the point? And we have some more esoteric meanings, like this serpent worship, And as we can see, there are more serpents, and Cardi B is going to rub her hand on Megan the male horse's breast, showing you that they live by the creed Thelema, do what thou wilt, anything goes. With her rubbing on Meg's thigh, it wouldn't shock me at all if they were pansexuals. Here we go with the queen sex kitten bitch by the name of Kylie Jenner. Yes, the queen sex kitten. And it just, what is the point of having Kylie Jenner in this video besides knowing that her and Megan Thee Stallion are friends via the situation with Tory Lanez? But that's another topic for another day. So we see that she's dressed in her feline attire, as the beta sex kittens normally do. And we see that we have another cat in this video. It's just showing you that these people communicate in subliminals to other individuals who are in the know and know what they are looking at. And she's about to walk up on a door with a cat. And it just begs the question, why are they so obsessed with cats and feline print clothing? What is the point? Well, as I already stated, that it's programming. They're showing you that they are programmed MK Ultra beta sex kittens. So brothers, here's a website that explains what a beta sex kitten is. It says, beta is referred to as sexual programming slaves. This programming eliminates all learned moral convictions and stimulates the primitive instinct, devoid of inhibitions. Cat alters may come out at this level. Known as kitten programming, it is the most visible kind of programming, as some female celebrities, models, actresses, and singers have been subjected to this kind of programming. In popular culture, clothing with feline prints often denote kitten programming. And beta is the second Greek letter, and it represents the sexual models and sexual alters that the programmers are creating. The primitive part of the brain is involved in this type of programming. An early sexual abuse event will be used to anchor this programming. These sexual slaves will develop sexual abilities that are far beyond what the public is aware is even possible. They also receive the worst kind of abuse, far beyond what most people's imagination can picture. Beta alters generally see themselves as cats. So brothers, this is a book that I own called Thanks for the Memories, The Truth Has Set Me Free, by Bryce Taylor, who herself was an MK Ultra asset, and she's going to explain some of the trauma that they go through. So right here on page 7 in the second paragraph, she says, by age 2, I was out of the church nursery and attended a small Sunday school class with other children. One Sunday when I was a bit older, Rev Yeatman walked into my Sunday school class and watched as we played a game and drew pictures. He pointed to me and said I was God's chosen and told me to follow him. Once we were outside in a protected area, he forced my head down under his robe to perform oral sex on him like my father had prepared me from birth to do. After I was finished, he wiped my mouth with a handkerchief and told me that I was going to hell for what I had just done, but that I would be forgiven if I never told anyone about it. He further offered to pray for my soul and then sent me back to my Sunday school class. Another Sunday, after being sodomized in a back room by Rev Yeatman, he took me by the hand to my Sunday school class, bent down, and pointed to a picture of Jesus sitting with the little children around him and whispered, Jesus would never love a little girl who is as bad and evil as you. So on page 8, under trauma programming, it reads, for years, my father performed a variety of brutal, ritual-type physical and psychological abuses, among them confinement in closets, cages, and a coffin, while I was told I was being left to die, near drowning, isolation, needles inserted in sensitive body areas, food and sleep deprivation, electroshock via electric wires, welding equipment, cattle prods, etc., drugging, sophisticated hypnotic and electronic programming, tying me upside down to walnut trees out in the isolated walnut groves and other places, forcing me to participate in torturous rituals and orgies and sexually abusing me each time in more perverted ways. At that time, Woodland Hills was still in its own infancy. At first, there were only 2 or 3 other houses built on our street, ensuring my father and others plenty of wide open spaces to conduct their crimes. In 1952, what is now known as the 101 Freeway had not been yet built. The area was still largely undeveloped and rural, allowing for these crimes to go easily undetected. While I was still very small, my father had an affair with another church secretary named Selma McGrew, who lived in the house behind ours. She participated in my preparation by allowing my father to include me in the sex they were having. Being so young and small, I often felt I would be killed during these encounters, and so I split off more personalities to endure it. So we see that these MK Ultra beta sex kittens, when they are born into the craft, they go through trauma that the average human mind truly wouldn't be able to perceive, like the electroshock therapy or sleeping with your father's mistress and your father. But when these entertainers seek out a level of fame that is more than what they already have, they will do anything for fame. As far as have sex with multiple men, women, animals, you name it. So it's going to give some characteristics. And the characteristic I want to focus on for this specific video, but we can see all of these characteristics sprinkled throughout Hollywood. But for this specific video, I wanted to focus on E. It says ball of string wrapped around her wrist represents a ball and chain, symbolizing the slave's imprisoned, restrained mind. So yes, keep that in mind. So brothers, this is where we left off on the video where Kylie Jenner walked into the room. Ultimately, it's going to go into the next scene with Cardi B, but the first thing they showed was another cat. And I said keep that in mind about the ball and chain, because look at her hair. Her hair is in the fashion of a chain, showing you that her mind is controlled, she's in the know, and she is not going anywhere. She is here to stay. So yes, Cardi B is definitely in the craft. She doesn't hide it. It's just for you brothers to be able to see it. There she goes, rubbing on another cat. So yes, brothers. Now here's Megan with another cat behind her. And honestly, bro, I just couldn't help myself with her big ass, I can't stand the rain. Why she moving like Missy, bro? But yeah, man. So yeah, Megan is in the craft as well. Megan is definitely a part of the craft. She's a sex kitten as well. And I added this thought because if any of you brothers seen her little interview, man, talk about Kylie, the destroyer goddess. This sister's mind is destroyed. But yeah, man, she was very serious. She was taking herself very serious with the things she was saying. So brothers, take a listen.
Like being like sexual and shit, like I don't see nothing wrong with that, because baby, I got 3 kids. And I mean, I got these kids from sucking and fucking. At the end of the day, me being a hoe, like these people say, like honestly, I liberate a lot of hoes. You feel me? When I hear Cardi talk about popping some pussy, me and my bitches is with it. Like that liberate us, because it's like fuck you, self-respect is. How y'all got self-respect? Like I don't think y'all got self-respect like that. Cause first of all, you supposed to tax these niggas. That's self-respect. You feel me? Like it make me feel liberated. Like I love crossing boundaries. Guess what? Scared money don't make no money. If you gonna be scared to get that money, you gonna be scared to be yourself and say this who I am, then you ain't gonna get that coin like that. Facts.
So, yes, brothers, this is the type of foolishness that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion promotes in the City Girls. And this is the type of music, and these are the type of individuals that our liberal sisters gravitate toward. But look at this, man. Look at her. What is sexy about this? She looks stank. But yeah, you see her tongue out. Kali, the destroyer goddess, has destroyed this sister's mind. But really though, she does look stank. Like, she needs to hop in the shower immediately. Not immediately, immediately, like Bernie Mac on Players Club. But anyway, she says she has 3 children, and they came from sucking and fucking, quote unquote. So that begs the question to me anyway, what could she be possibly teaching her children if that's her mindset? What could she show them of value? What proactive advice does she have for them? I'm pretty sure all of her advice is reactive. So as I stated earlier, brothers, Cardi and Megan are beta sex kittens, and Cardi had her hair in this chain to show you and tell you that her mind is controlled and she isn't going anywhere. So let's see some more sex kittens. Here's Katy Perry, dressed in the feline attire. And Katy has a fragrance called Purr. She's not hiding it at all, brothers, at all. And here's Britney Spears, whose issues in Hollywood are well documented as far as her going through embarrassment rituals. But here she is in her feline attire. And here's another image of her in her feline attire. Brothers, the entertainment industry isn't hiding anything. The thing is, we don't know what we are looking at, and it goes over our heads. So here's Jennifer Lopez, another whore. It is what it is. But she's in her leopard print, or feline attire, by 2 leopards. And here she is again, in her leopard print, on the cover of her magazine. So they play these rituals out over and over and over again in our face. But it's on brothers to catch it. So here's Kim Kardashian, and we all know Kim K gets around. But she's in her leopard print as well, showing you exactly what she is, a beta sex kitten. And here she is again, in her feline attire, communicating with you brothers who are in the know that she is a beta sex kitten. Now it's pretty ironic, but Kris Jenner raised her whole family like this. All of her daughters are in the craft. All of her daughters are programmed. And that's why you see them only messing with affluent men. So here's Gabrielle Union, who I have a slight disdain for because of what she did to Dwayne Wade's child. But Dwayne Wade is a fag bag himself, so it is what it is. But she's in her feline attire, and here she is again. And look at her face, bro. You tell me you see a soul in her face. I don't see it. I don't think it's nothing behind her eyes. But the point is, she's a beta sex kitten as well, and she used to get around. Now here's Janet Jackson. And if you brothers know anything about what Joe Jackson had the Jackson 5 go through when they were young children before they went on the Ed Sullivan Show, then you would know it wouldn't be too far-fetched for him to make Janet go through the same thing. But here she is again in the leopard print. And in the previous picture, she had a cat with her. As I said earlier in the video, either they would have on leopard print or be in the image with a cat. So here's Gabrielle Union's daughter, and you see that she's in leopard print. So brothers, if you don't believe that kids go through this traumatization, man, you sleep. You sleep, bro. And we see all this pedophilia stuff starting to come out now, but this stuff has been going on for ages. For ages. But I brought all of those witnesses out to bring it back to Cardi. And you see we have Young Miami here, but I truly think Young Miami is a little too ignorant to be trusted with the secrets. So here's Cardi with the tiger on her back. And here she is again with the feline attire. She's not hiding it, brothers. And truly, I don't even look for it anymore because they put it in my face. And here she is again, dressed in her feline attire. I hope you brothers are starting to see the pattern. But it's pretty obvious what's going on here. And here she is again in her feline attire with her tongue out for the destroyer goddess by the name of Kali. And it's to the point now where I just don't believe they can help it. And here she is again in her feline attire. So you mean to tell me that she just loves leopards and cheetahs this much? Maybe it's a part of her programming. And then we have her next to the mother goddess Ishtar, which is where the term Easter comes from. But that's another topic for another day. And of course we have them, her and her so-called husband, Offset, doing the Baphomet head. So Cardi is all the way out there, brothers. She's all the way out there. Now here is Meg, the male horse, in her leopard print. She's not hiding anything, bruh. She's letting you know that she's a beta sex kitten. And it's pretty ironic that her mother died in March. So here she is again in her feline attire, looking like a little rat in the face on this image. But yes, brothers, they put it in our face and they communicate with people in the know. And here she is again in leopard print. So, brothers, these beta sex kittens are real and they are sprinkled all throughout the music industry. I hope you brothers can see it. But these people are not who you think they are. And here she is on the white horse for the mother goddess Selene, with her tongue out for the destroyer goddess Kali. So what you're starting to see that they start to put all of these mother goddess architects into one. So here's Selene depicted on the white horse. And as we will see that a lot of female celebrities have to go through this white horse ritual. So who am I going to pull first? Cardi B. Yes, brothers, Cardi is in the fucking craft. Megan is in the craft as well. And they do not hide it at all. So here's Madonna. And we all know Madonna is a witch. Madonna doesn't hide it. She doesn't try to hide it. Nor does she want to hide it. So here is Beyonce. Yes, Beyonce. And I have a video coming down the line about Beyonce because Beyonce, she might as well be a sorcerer. Forget a witch. And here's Taylor Swift in that video that she did, pretty much showing you that the New World Order is here. I forget the name of the video, but she wasn't hiding it. And here's Miley Cyrus, the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus, on a white horse. And the horse represents a psychopomp, a spiritual animal. So here we have Lady Gaga, another prominent witch in the industry, on a white horse, playing Celine. And now we have Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle playing Celine and Endymion. And Endymion was killed in the Greek mythology, but that is a video for another day. So here's Megan Thee Stallion, dressed in all orange, with the orange background for enlightenment and illumination. And it says, Megan Thee Stallion, women are the superior beings, showing you that they truly have no respect, nor do they have a care in the world for male leadership. They don't want men to be leaders. They want you brothers to continue to be simps, continue to break your backs, go in debt for them. And while they just talk about having sex with so many dudes. So brothers, here's a website that has the esoteric meaning of colors. And for orange, you see we have creativity, enthusiasm, energy, stamina, and mighty is the color of the major changes. Orange helps with adaptability, attraction, sudden changes, stimulation, enthusiasm, creativity, energy, take control, change your luck, lobbying for justice. The sun rules the orange chakra governs the sexual/creative, and is the element of fire. So here's another website that explains the meaning of the color orange and its symbols. So it says that the element of orange is water, an emotional identity, and oriented to self-gratification. It's aligned with the planet Mars and the sun. It says it's the color of creativity, sexuality, joy, enthusiasm, and promotes a general sense of wellness. So let's scroll down to the physical effects. It says sexuality, genital area, reproductive organs, pulse rate, gallbladder, bowel, lower intestine, food allergies, eating disorders. It rates rheumatism, arthritis, and exhaustion. Orange is good for the pulse rate and the gallbladder. It relieves bladder and kidney problems, food allergies, and eating disorder. Spiritually affects creativity, emotional balance, sexuality, harmony, passion, freedom, intuition, and expression of emotion. So in a nutshell, the color orange represents freedom, enlightenment, and do what the hell you want. So brothers, I believe that I made and proved my point. I pray that the Most High give you brothers the ability to see, hear, and understand what you just saw and heard. And I pray that you brothers are watching with an open mind. And as Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Because we have to understand that this music and these entertainers, they have a very heavy gravitational pull on the so-called black woman. And truly the woman in general, but I am a so-called black man, so I focus on Reggie and Keisha, not Tom and Karen. And as Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman? It asks a question. Then it says, for her price is far above rubies. Because a virtuous woman, bruh, a woman in her right mind, she is invaluable. And if you brothers are lucky enough, or blessed enough, I should say, to find 2 or 3 virtuous women, bruh, treat those ladies right, bruh. Treat them right. Honor and cherish and value them, bruh. Because most of these women in this society, they got a heavy judgment coming, man. And a lot of you brothers too. So we have to wake up. And as Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12 says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So the individuals who control these entertainers, they want your spirit, man. They want your soul. They try to keep you away from the Most High. They want us to have the smallest chance at redemption as possible to getting back right with the Most High. So brothers, Much love to the elect. Shabbat Shalom. I pray you brothers wake up, and I pray you brothers teach a woman in the spirit of truth and dwell with her according to knowledge. Yo.